This is the one, and because we just went through a change to our own CRM that we're using. So like Agility, I'm not saying we didn't build a CRM. We use a CRM ourselves, and it was really interesting for us to be able to go through the whole testing process of just that new CRM system, and we're able to keep the existing system in place, and then we kind of bit by bit moved over the pieces that we wanted to move over because we were able to test and validate each of these things at the different junctures when we needed to implement them and when we were ready to implement them. We did automated testing on there, so it was like firing off things and doing some stuff to make sure that on a regular basis things were still working. And then we got to the point where we were really confident in how things were going to work, and that made it so easy to sort of put that part of the system in place. And this is what we encourage everyone to do: is you can now test each individual component, sometimes independently of each other, as well as working together in that solution, and then validate that it's going to solve the problem that you originally wanted to solve. And I think when we looked at time to market, that's what you first ship should be. A fairly small unit of whatever it is that you think is the first measure of success, and test and automate testing against that, and then continue to add on to your solution as your business grows or as you sort of solve more of the problems. Maybe you're replacing another system and you're going to finish replacing the whole thing after a few iterations. You can continue to test and continue to sort of automate what you tested before, so that you know that the new things that you're doing aren't breaking anything. And that's one way to sort of make sure that the solution that you end up with will be more future proof, and it's going to continue to sort of solve the problem and provide you with the success you were looking for.
100%. I know I've been in talks with Concia a lot about how people are rolling out and orchestrating their solutions. And one of the big components that they talk about is a lot of customers have legacy systems they can't replace. And so how do you make that legacy system just one of those modular components that you can tie in with? And how can you maintain testing and validating that old system into the mix with automated testing to make sure that system's still always working? But composability doesn't mean you have to go to all new bright and shiny platforms. It can mean you can still maintain that old one as long as the testing and validation that it still works with the other systems kind of succeeds and gets your end result through.